No. Yeah, no.
Well, it's too late to say no because we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dumbass Class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players, as always and sometimes. What happened in the last episode? Well, I don't actually remember properly, so you'll have to go back and watch that yourself. But something to do with extracting organs from prisoners and speaking to dark angels. As a note for Cray, from what I remember, you guys did leave and you came back to Izmir. I think.
Yes, because that's where the workshop was for Cray to install the bolter.
Yeah.
The shoulder-mounted bolter gun.
Yeah. So perhaps Cray, your data slate, you download some of the data and return another time. Now at the moment, I've left the tech priest at the Archaeotech facility. If you want the tech priest to stay in Izmir, just let me know and I'll drop her token here. I just couldn't remember where she was going to stay full time. She is okay. She's going to stay with you. Fair enough.
Yeah, she's going to stay with us full time. She's gonna be at the cave at the moment to help the Space Marine get rid of the last of the armor, basically at the moment.
Well, so again, the other problem was we did a lot of procrastinating last time.
Yes.
And I can kind of remember some of the tangents, but I can't remember what happened in between the tangents. So, so from my understanding, the Space Marine's armor was repaired. His armor was taken off, and he's basically going to stay up in that's his home now. And then you guys returned to do some work on the Archaeotech Servitor, building the mount to attach the bolter to.
I didn't realize there were squatters' rights in the Imperium.
Well, he doesn't like the inbreds. He gets that they're humans.
Neither does Albie, but Albie stays here.
Yeah, he doesn't really like to be with them. They're of an inferior strain. He gives you his combead frequency, and he says that he'll come if you need me. Like if you need him, he'll assist you, but he doesn't want to just live with a bunch of inbreds. And seeing as you don't have a ship, he figures that for now he would rather be by himself. Or he would have put up with the tech priest being there. But yeah, he's just up there and going to live there for now. So yeah, you came back to do some work on the Archaeotech Servitor. Now, I'm going to play it off that you download some data and you're just flicking through the reports from the organ harvesting. So for a start, you now have, or the machine informs you, you're informed on the breakdown of what you have. You have genetic data, male seed times 3. Damaged. It extracted everything. It does inform you that the genetics are damaged. And with all the organs and all the stuff that has been taken, most things are damaged. In some respects, they're damaged in the ways that you would expect a human who's been living, quite a harsh life for the last 15, 20 years, would probably have. Like there's radiation damage on certain organs, there's certain diseases that are still within the organs as the machine hasn't purified them. So in some cases, it's bacterial or venereal or, different types of space illnesses that the Imperium is well aware of. It's nothing out of the ordinary. You know, you'd expect it to have radiation damage and so on from a pirate. They're a pirate after all. But the machine gives you a breakdown of other things that you're very surprised, but then also understanding of. Is that the machine also tracks the DNA. So you can go in and, although your data slate will not be able to deliver the information in anywhere near the correct format, you can see that it has mapped and recorded the DNA of the pirates as well. As a reminder, it is a genetic augmentation device. The machine also tells you that, or the recording is that the soul incubation chamber is still viable. However, there is no female genetic strain in which to utilize.
We don't have any eggs.
Yes, correct.
Fair enough.
On top of that, let me just think what I can remember. So it was definitely that the organs are damaged but usable. They're diseased but usable. And the incubation chamber is still viable. Yes. So you've used up, in total, like a few hours of today. And most of that has been Cray, who has been doing stuff. So is there anything that Cooney or Heinrich would like to do whilst you're in Izmir?
I mean, if I remember correctly, I was mostly with Crane and just following him around and learning about things that he would be willing to teach me. So,
well, at the moment, you can't be anywhere near certain aspects because the other tech priest will not allow you to observe certain aspects, I should have said, because she was like blocking you last time. See, I'm starting to remember what happened last time. There was an awful lot of procrastinating, but you are going to need projects, Cooney, to do in Izmir, because otherwise you're not going to be doing that much.
I mean,
Joseph training up some more.
I guess I could get some of the inbreds and start training them too.
Yep, by all means. Like, that is a thing that you can work on, where you're taking a group of Izmirians off and training them to shoot. Perfectly fine. If you give me a ballistic skill check with, I believe it's a -20 as your... Well, actually, you have still got 3 Izmirians off the top of my head. I think 3 gunners survived and 1 melee. 2 melees. So, yeah, give me a -20. You're basically rebuilding the ranks. None of them are that experienced.
-20 ballistics? Just that?
Yeah, just -20. Because, again, you're teaching the people who aren't very good, as it is. Hang on. You do get to add all your bonuses for ballistics onto, like, if...
You said just ballistics. If it's me basically shooting, my bonuses go up a lot.
Yeah, what would be your target? So do a ballistic skill check with your gun, with everything set at standard. Would it still be 43?
No.
Because like, if you've... So
I just wasted a 1.
You did. So your threshold is...
Good lord.
Is 63 then.
No, the thing is...
With a minus...
With a -20 is 83.
And was that with a +10 for aiming and a +10 for standard shot? No, standard doesn't give you.
It is a half aim, short distance, full auto.
Oh yeah, full auto gives you a +20 in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the opposite in this one.
Yeah. Sorry, that's where I got the negative from. So yeah, we'd probably get rid of the full auto there. So you would still have passed on your first test with 2 degrees, +1 for passing, 3 degrees. I will give you the fact that you rolled for a headshot on the second one because you are only training, so we'll make it 4 degrees. So the Izmirians are, let's say you're doing it in groups of 5/10 at times. You get
probably 5 at a time. It's a lot better that way.
Yeah, to be honest, that's what I was. For shooting as well, 5 sound like if you did 10 for melee, you could have 5-on-5 practicing, which makes more sense to me, rather than having you have to train one of them if you're doing it 5. So yeah, for shooting, we'll do it 5. So you get another 5. Civilian Izmirians, ones which are not too far gone, up to fighting standard for your skirmishers, because that's what they are.
How much? Did you repeat that? Sorry.
You get 5 Izmirians up to the level of skirmishers.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
So the sheet is loading. I can't remember if I've written down how many of each you have. But if you now have enough if you want to train up individual, you can turn them into marksman, Cooney. But once they get to marksman, they become kind of your NPC because you will have to spend some XP on them. But
I won't be training these inbreds to that.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. But it gives you something to do. Now, Heinrich, did you want to do anything with the rest of your day?
I'm not going to do anything too intensive at the moment. I'm probably just going to make sure I'm checking on the outsiders and such. So checking with the sisters, checking with the sister, making sure she's all right. And I'll probably stop by with the Medicaid area and I'll do some rudimentary checks and stuff. But if there's anything else, I'll just fucking fetch whoever else is needed. I'm doing that proud strut through the place, fucking Johnny Big Balls kind of thing.
Sure, not a problem. So the Shield Sisters are, one of them's asleep. One of them's probably making something to eat or feeding the sister or changing her bandages on her wounds or some sort of shit. The other one's keeping guard. There are a couple of others as well because I don't think any of them died. So there should be another 2. They seem to have set up a perimeter and a guard routine and a Medicaid stand. They do ask for some things to be delivered to them, or they inquire with you which ones of the Izmirians can they go to, which will understand. Basically, you point out the merchant and the blacksmith and the
blacksmith. All of them ones.
Yeah,
they're probably
ones that aren't Izmirian.
Yeah, they would I would actually explain to them they come from the border villages and stuff like that. Some of the villages we were inspecting, so they're not actually from here. They're probably your best bets. They've been here for a couple of years and they're very well ingrained in the Izmir society. So they're probably your best bets if we're not here.
Yeah, so they now have someone to go to Yeah.
In fact, if that's what they're asking, I might actually go back out and talk to the merchant about possibly coming over at some point and discussing with a couple of things about what they need and such.
So it's more now that you've pointed out they can kind of take care of the rest. It's more of when they come out and they see an Izmirian and they ask for, a pail of water. The Izmirians look at them and it's like, what the fuck's a pail of water? And they're trying to a pail of water, what, like a pitcher of water? They don't know what a pitcher is because they've only been using like pots. Like they're they're inbred retard savages, you know. So they're asking for shit, and they're like, "Well, can we have some bread? Can you get us some extra bread?" Oh, the new thing that we're eating only just now, you know. It's easier to talk to someone who isn't, you know, special.
Idiot.
So now they know, okay, right, we can just go over there, and the ones next doing the cooking, and in this building, gotcha. So they can go and ask for stuff what they need when they need it now. Because the last time they were here, they didn't really stay in town that long before they were marched out by, you know, the sister or the.
I'll do like it's kind of a more, you know, tracing back to like the nobles kind of thing, but I'll do a proper introduction for them, which is more what I was kind of thinking of, like when if I can take one of the ones who's currently off duty and like introduce them to the merchant, that kind of thing.
You can, by all means, you can, if you want to take some time out, you can do that. I don't think you actually met the leader of this group, but fuck it, we'll call it she's the sister of the one that you've met before. So she's been, the leader of the Shield Sisters in the Sky Tower.
Ah, okay.
So she knows of you. She's heard the gossip directly for what she's been allowed to hear. So saves a bit of explaining. But yeah, okay. Sure. You can introduce her to you know, it takes you know half an hour or so out of your day, but you introduce her and inform her of what building is what in case she has to go there at night. You know, knock on this door for us, that door for the merchant, so on and so forth. Sorry, my beard decided that now is the time that you need to burp whilst you're talking, and I'm like, no, don't. Hold it. Well, sure, you can do that, and before long, you're bidding her goodbye, and the merchants and blacksmith and so on, going over to the medical tent. It smells a little bit, you know. You perhaps give me a command check, or you can use charm, or you can use, deception could work if you word it, if you wanted to be like a peeper and word it properly, or if you tell them the spirits will come for them because it smells a bit cheesy around here. You could.
I will probably just stick to command. If you don't
sure. By all means, give you it smells a bit cheesy around here. It does. It smells as if they're being a bit lazy. You inform them, you know, to well, as long as you succeed, you should.
Hang on, can I take it like Mothermouth or someone is with me because I need like a translator technically still.
Sure. Yeah, you can call up Muttermouth, who's just you've noticed he's like making arrows, or he's doing something with his bow, or he's combing his tail. I don't know. Sure, you call him over and he can translate for you. You, just as a reminder, you do have non-drinking alcohol for cleaning, and it's not like there's a small amount of it. You know, you have pure alcohol for disinfecting.
Yeah. So I'll give a command test to try and get them back in line, and I want to see what their cleaning procedures are like, basically.
So they've, in terms of their, like, give me the command check. That's perfectly fine. So they've just got lazy. That's all it's really come down to. As you like scold them for it. The ones who are quote unquote nurses or carers, the ones who the village has designated, this is your job. They kind of step to it, and you can see that they move everyone closer together. They clean a section, and then they start moving the people into the clean section with new bandages on after. And they do a proper job, what they've been told to do. They've just got lazy.
Fair enough.
Lazy son of a bitch.
And as I said before, most of the elderly people have now died in this community. Most of those who were in the medical tent when you arrived in Izmir and took over, they have all passed on now for their dirty and filthy ways. So now it is mainly just your people and the new elderly. Keeping in mind that the native Izmirian is not really living much past their late 40s, like their early 50s, that was an elder. The guy you burnt at the stake was probably only maybe 60.
Probably fucking younger than fucking Heinrich, honestly.
Very possibly with rejuvenates. So yeah, the age of the native Izmirian is not that high. But yeah, the people in here now are all the wounded. Some of them are the wounded from weeks gone by, who are just finishing up their treatments, whereas some of them are the ones who've been brought back recently. And yes, there are some elderly who have now got to the point where they're in here. Okay. As I've said, Izmirian is an inbred community, but is a diverse in age community, kind of, producing enough to make up for the losses each year.
Fair enough. Okay. I guess the only other thing I can think of is there anything I can do to help with Muttermouth at the moment, because he's kind of done a lot for us, and I want to make sure he's well compensated.
So Muttermouth's fine at the moment. He'll he does like thank you for what you've done, and the fact that you've mentioned doing something for him. He will inform you if there is something he in particular needs. Like he's seen some of the armor that you guys are wearing, and I'm pretty sure he has a flak coat, which is good enough for him. He is a light armor build, so there hasn't been anything that I've seen come up that I'm like, oh, Muttermouth would like that. If there is a new stealth weapon that appears, I'm sure I will inform you all. So at the moment he is wearing leather armor. It is primitive, that's on the head. Oh no, he has got composite armor on the arm bodies and body and legs. So currently he's got like leather on the areas that he doesn't have anything, and composite on the other areas. So he is doing okay. He does like sadly point out that he only has one grenade arrow left, which is much sadness, but you know, that is what happens when you keep fucking missing.
Yeah.
So maybe a new weapon or a better arrow type later.
Actually, if is rip Albie. Like he's switching over to his PC. If Cooney is still experimenting with guns at this point, could I take Muttermouth over to see how he fares with las guns? We know he's a stealthy guy, but what if he had a las gun as well?
Sure, it is like he can go over, like he will go over and watch the training with las guns and so on. He can attempt to train with other things. The other option that you can do for Muttermouth is you have a couple of options for ammo types for him. Making explosive arrows is not out of the question. Making mono-tipped arrowheads is also not out of the question, because
that's a good check, actually, yeah.
The ammo for the weapon determines if it's modern. So if he fires a mono arrow tip, it's the same as you hitting someone with a mono sword. It counts as advanced, not primitive.
Okay, that's something I need to take. Well, okay, first things first, take him to Cooney to see how well he fares with actual ballistic weapons and las weapons. And then I'm going to go over to Cray and talk about, like, okay, how is your buried piss, Peter, still here? And can we turn that into explosives for Mothermouth at any point?
I think we got rid of the shit sausage.
Did we?
Yes. Because I think we could make actual explosives somehow.
Oh yeah, the fucking medical machine can technically make plastic explosives for us.
It can.
Yes, indeed.
You haven't found any like det cord or det packs or C4 or Semtex or whatever this world's equivalent is. If I haven't already gone through it,
even then, is there anything in your workshop that you can use to make a like either mono arrows for him or even like a bit higher penetration arrows for him?
So like for Cray, any bullet could technically be loaded onto an arrow, and you make the arrow shaft the firing pin. Technically, it's not. It would be a bit of a pain to make each one. Yeah,
I love that fucking idea.
Like you could do it with bolt shells as well for hard hitting. It's just it would take time for each one. Making mono arrows, which essentially is you make a broadhead arrow and then you mono molecularly sharpen it. That's what mono is. You reckon you could do it at the Sky Tower? The Sky Tower's facilities, you could do mono on weapons, or I believe I'd said that you can do mono on weapons. The Adeptus Mechanicus workshops, you could do mono on weapons. Your current workshop, no, you can't. Not just yet. You would need to upgrade it with a few extra facilities.
Okay.
So it's something that you could maybe put down in your journal next time you're at a forge that allows you to do mono. You could create some arrowheads and mono them.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
As a later upgrade for NPCs, that's something you can definitely do.
What do you think?
I don't know if this would help, but if he does want to learn firearms, I would be willing to teach him 101, should he desire.
Let me
see, like stealth. If we can get solid projectile, I get him like a fucking suppressed rifle. That'd be hilarious.
I mean,
so if
watch
we
him turn
do,
into like a fucking rattling equivalent.
If we do, I guess it's that sudden, one.
The fucking beastmen of this world will just become like the fucking discount rattlings of the Imperium.
Why is it a pistol? It should be basic. So, oh, hang on. Is shooting not the same as? Hang on. Have they upgraded the sheets again and changed shit?
What are you looking for?
No. There's the dagger. It has aim, standard attack. So, oh, there it is. It's above. Sorry, it's above the range. So if we do half aim, he's doing normal range. He's doing a single shot. And then there's a -20.
Good lord.
So as Muttermouth picks up the gun, the las gun, attempts to fire it, he just doesn't. He's just not able to get comfortable. Either his body is too long, his fingers are too skinny. The gun is not designed for him. and the way in which he moves, like it's completely different to archery, it seems. I mean, he did fuck that roll up. It was only a -20. I'm wondering why, because that should be a +10 for aiming. Oh, because it's 0 for normal range, it's 0 for single shot. See, I still am on the Dark Heresy. You get +10 for single shots, but Dark Heresy you don't. So he rolled really badly, and you know, oh well. So yeah, he doesn't seem to enjoy the usage of your standard weapon.
Fuck you, try again. With a +10 this time.
Gary, if you don't like it, you're gonna shoot what you learn.
It's literally like the child only tries once, and then the parent just turns out, no, stupid, stop it, try again.
So there's like,
if you only try it once.
There's an hour in which, you know, so Muttermouth is watching the Izmirians getting trained by Cooney. So there's like 15-20 minutes of being trained by Cooney, and then you interject and Muttermouth joins the firing line to where they're all firing. So then he gets his chance to fire, fucks up massively, and a few more of the Izmirians fire, and Cooney explains a bit more about the theory, and Heinrich, you get a feeling that the greater good appears a couple of too many times, but you let it slide for now. But then
I wouldn't do that. Cooney's
no, come on, Cooney. You're an indoctrinated soldier, just like the rest of it. Just like Heinrich or would be like, oh yes, and for the Emperor, you're like, and remember, the greater good tells us that you need to clear your mind before the shot. That's what I mean. There are native.
I'm also a never of the greater good. I wouldn't be doing.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, you're an indoctrinated. There would be times when you wouldn't even realise that you're saying. For my example. You know, for the greater good, clear your mind before you take the shot. Don't think too much. Don't have for the greater good. You're using it as an express. You're using it as a thing that you would say around other town, other humans, and other Xenos that accept. It's an indicative thing of just how you would speak and how you would act. Same as what I do with the Imperium. It's not. Just like how the Izmirians are getting a bit too worshipy of Heinrich. It's something I'm just bringing up for Heinrich, where it's like, oh, she does bring up that greater good, doesn't she? Oh.
Suit yourself, but I haven't done that basically once while playing as her.
Yeah, but this is it's the same with how the Space Marine would notice a twitch or a small notion of. It's just how you've been trained as a Tau to shoot. And perhaps you're remembering of how the Fire Warriors taught you how to fire, and how the greater good is a huge part of your culture and of your society. I'm not saying it in a way of you are actively trying to subvert or preach the greater good. It's just bringing up that even as a Tau, there are Xenos things about you. There are things that you bring up the greater good in colloquialisms, if I'm using the right words there. It's same as slang in that term. I was not trying to say that you're preaching to them or trying to subvert them over to your cause, just that you bring it up. So Heinrich would at least notice that it's for the greater good of all of us that you need to learn how to shoot and shoot properly. Whereas for him, it would be for the Emperor's sake you need to learn. That's what I was trying to get at. You use a bit of time has passed, so at least it makes sense, because you're not allowed to make one roll after another without taking a minus. So about an hour passes, Heinrich, and Muttermouth is up to shoot again, and this is where you say, for the Emperor's sake, or for the love of me, for fuck's sake, just don't miss. Which we're doing standard, yeah. So but this time it's with a minus 10. There we go. With a minus 10, not a minus 20.
Hey, look at
Why
that.
did it bring up? I think my mouse is starting to die. I'm noticing I'm having to double click at times because it hasn't registered. So yeah, this time he does succeed. He gets 2 degrees of success. So he's not as, you know, horrified with the las gun as what he was going to be. It may take him some time to learn. Would it be basic weapon las? I suppose it would be. Yeah, it may take him some time to learn it, but he's not opposed to. The 5 degrees of failure, he definitely would have been opposed to even bothering.
Fair enough. Okay.
I will point out a silenced hunting rifle would probably be a better fit, would it?
Nice.
I would think that a silenced sniper would be.
Suppressed hunting rifle is accurate as well, which does give him a +10 for aiming.
Well, so's the long las. It's accurate, but I'm just wondering, you can't really silence a long las, can you?
No, it's actually impossible to silence las weaponry.
Yeah, so at least although a silencer isn't like the movies, although it's a 40k silencer, maybe it is. I think a far better stealth weapon is a solid, in my opinion, anyway.
Yep.
But sure, you can spend a couple of hours doing that Heinrich. Kind of. In fact, I'll give Cooney a +10. So another degree of success. So I think she's now up to 5 degrees of success with training the Izmirians, because you are there for an hour. No, technically 2 hours, sort of, with Muttermouth. So I mean, that's pretty much everyone you could go round to, sort of, kind of, Heinrich. If there's anything else you want to do with your time, you can.
At the moment? At the moment, no. I'll just people watch for now and keep an eye out for things. At the moment, I can't really think of anything else that I need to. That's very pressing for Heinrich to get on.
Give me an awareness check then, please. I'll give you a +10 because you're kind of just sat back, maybe sat on your porch, maybe there's been a chair made for you.
Fuck.
It's up to you if you'd like to re-roll or not.
Let me see. Is there anything I can? Anything in my inventory I can bullshit into? Fucking. Hang on. Shit. No. How many fate points have I got?
You do regain one each session.
Yeah, I'm up to 3. I reset mine at the start of the session. I'm up to 3 again. I've total of 4. Fuck it, I'll do it. Why not? +10. Probably 77.
So, Heinrich, you.
I didn't clear my rolls.
So Heinrich, as you're sat back, a couple of hours have passed, and you see something that you take notice of, and there's a couple of Izmirians who are making gestures towards you. Perhaps one of them brings you something, a shiny something. And that's at the point when you're like, hang on. You know that Muttermouth is off training, so you explain as best as you can. No, don't. See, they make gestures towards you, and you're like, no gestures. I, big chief, but I not put hands together and pray. Emperor. You try and perhaps point out, Sky is the Emperor, he is your boss. He is. You've already taken note that there's some dodginess going around. Perhaps you spring on this time, but what you miss is perhaps a little more insidious. So, the smell of food is being cooked up once again from the cook and the miner, because of course they are the cook and the blacksmith and the miner, because for some reason they're the best cooks, along with the baker who brings out fresh breads, and before you know it, the joys of Izmir have once again re-emerged, as much dancing, singing, and you imagine storytelling. Not that you know what the stories are, but it seems as if someone's telling another story of the glorious battles that you have engaged in. And unless there's anything anyone would like to do or talk about between the NPCs as you're all sitting down for your food, another day would have passed. So does anyone want to talk about anything in character with the rest of the characters, or we just eating, drinking, and watching the show?
I mean, would I spend the entire day on the upgrades of the Architect server?
So this is a good point, Craig. Can you give me one tech use roll? Add any bonuses that you should get innately. Technically, I believe there is a -10. Yeah, give me a tech use roll with -10 and whatever bonuses you have, add them. Ooh, so with 6 degrees of success, you do get the Sororitas' armor. It is a difficult, because there's a lot more work that goes into repairing Sororitas' armor, because you've also got the history of it, the sanctity of it, and so on and so forth. So it would have taken you a longer time to do it. But with 6 degrees of success, you have cut that time in like a quarter. So if there's anything else you would like to do with your day, you probably have enough time to do another role, another creation, or another thing that you want to do. So what would you like to do, Cray?
So I upgraded the
Archaeotech Servitor has been, the shoulder weapon mount has been installed, and the weapon has been installed.
Okay, let me just add that to the sheet. Still need to stat them, but we can do that later. I will start working on the red dot laser sight. No, I already did that as well.
Yeah, I can't remember if you did that or not. I remember we talked about it. If you said you did it,
I remember.
You did a lot of rolls last time. I did look at your rolls. There's an awful lot of tech use rolls that have been rolled. So it is possible you rolled it last time. I can't remember.
I rolled it last time, so I assume I already did that.
Yeah, and installing that, you should do a roll for it, but with your number, it's going to be like a +10 roll anyway, so you'd have to roll a natural 100. So if you want to roll it, if you get a natural 100...
I no longer have any broken... Can I improve my last specs that I have, like my 4 last specs, back to normal, or are they fucked? Like, I have 4 last specs that go to 40 and 1 last spec that goes to 60. Well, 4 times a last pack of 10 shots.
So the las packs have been damaged because they keep the Shadowkin keep chucking them in fires to charge them up.
Yeah, I acknowledge that. I
I
was
don't.
wondering if I could repair them.
I'm just trying to think if that's possible. I think when you put them in fires, you damage them irreparably. Like you genuinely fuck them up.
I don't suppose I can
Prolonged
swap
usage
them.
of the fire technique does fuck it up, but you can also just solar panel it, which is slower but the same.
Yeah, they haven't been. They've been chucking them on embers to get juice into them. So I would, for the Shadowkin weaponry in particular, the salvage stuff. No, I don't think you can repair the batteries. Unfortunately.
Okay, so we can remove that one.
Yeah,
I
add
can't
your.
remember. So I fixed the armors of the Sister of Battle, right?
As far as I remember, you did the Astartes armor. Last time you did the Astartes armor. You did the Tech Priest. You did the making of the mount, and then making of the red dot laser sight. And then this time you've repaired the armor of the Sister of Battle. You fitted, which would have taken some time to actually fit all the modifications together on the Architect Servitor. So that you did this time. I'm not going to make you roll for that, just because your target is too high, and it's not that difficult to fit all the pieces together and mount them and run tests. For combat reasons, your pintle mounted weapon, which is what we're going to call it for the moment, just so it's easier, can only fire in the same mode as the main weapons. So I'm going to treat it much like if you were a Desperado, or the Servitor is a Desperado, who is firing at... who is a mutant, who has 3 arms, who's firing all at the same target. Or all weapons at the same time. They all have to be on the same firing mode. So because you've got 2 lasers, that's a single shot. So your bolter can only fire at a single shot when you are firing at the same object as your main weapons. However, technically you can add another pintle mounted. It's got 2 shoulders. I don't see why you can't have 2 weapons on each shoulder. If you wanted to fire both arms, and then the next turn have your Servitor fire both pintle weapons, the pintle weapons could be set to the same firing mode. So if you wanted to do fully auto with all your pintle weapons, you can do all fully auto with your pintle weapons in the same turn. If you want all your pintle weapons and your main weapons to fire on the same turn, they all have to be single shot, because your main 2 weapons are a beam weapon that fires in a single shot use. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically I can only use a single shot.
Yes, if you're firing all at once. Because your 2 lasers technically are on recharge, you can fire one turn 2 lasers, the next turn pintle weapon, fully auto, and move it around that way. But keep in mind, your Architect Servitor's pintle weapon does not have a bolt-fed magazine. So you only have... if you want to reload that bastard, you have to climb on top of it. There are other modifications you need to add to your pintle weapon to give it like a box drum magazine for ammo capacity and things. Or a cybernetic autoloader. So then the Servitor actually loads it from an internal magazine. So there is other stuff you can do to your pintle weapons. So
Okay.
what other item would you like to roll for, or what other project did you have already pre-written down that you could get done in a few hours, do you reckon?
I mean, I could start work on a pump.
On a pump?
Yes, a pump for Prometheum.
Okay. Do.
Wait, like a hand pump or one of the automated ones?
One of those proper pumps. I mean, I basically have what I wanted to do is expand the Prometheum, improve the breathing stuff, find the makers. How shipworthy is the boat I have?
The boat is fully operational. The boat that you are towing behind your car to make it the gunboat, land variant, it's just on a trailer. At the moment, you don't have... You could do some work to it, for sure. There's lots of things you could add to it as well. But for the most part, you act as somebody. Like, you could add an auger array to the boat and have a vehicle-mounted auger. But, well, one, you don't have that, and two, you can act as a human-sized auger for things. But as for seaworthiness, with you, the tech priest, on board, it is perfectly worthy of going on water. However, you do now have a ship that is flying worthy. There's lots of work that could be done on that. Just general maintenance.
I start fixing. I mean, I basically want to expand the Prometheum facility, make a breeding farm, find the makers, go to the South Capital for the Titanesians. The perpetual motion device, though I'm not sure if we still have that. Get some
you've still got that.
Yeah, okay. Get some excavators for the battlefield. Fix the Sisters of Battle armor.
That can be ticked off.
Okay. How difficult would it be to make a road layer, a road making machine? I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy roads, just like stamped dirt at the beginning or gravel.
If you had servitors doing it, it'd be really easy. For the Izmirians, to make a stamped dirt road would be the whole community taking on the project. So once you get servitors, like common class servitors in large numbers, that's something you could definitely do. You know where you can get servitor components from, the Screaming Valleys. That's just, you can. When it comes to expanding your Prometheum, if you want the same thing that what the Adeptus Mechanicus has, that was something that was specially made by them. It is possible for you to get one if you trade with the Adeptus Mechanicus for it, but even with Cray, they're going to ask a high price for it because they would rather you go out and deliver one for them and they give you the same deal as what you're getting now.
Man, I just want more Prometheum.
It is also possible for you to trade for refined Prometheum from the Adeptus Mechanicus. But again, you just got to have stuff to trade for them for the literage that you want. And you've also got to travel over there which is a journey. Although technically, probably not. I was thinking, couldn't you microbead them? But you guys don't. As far as I'm aware, you may have to check your loot. You don't actually have a Vox caster. Or even if you do have a Vox caster, the distance between you and the Adeptus Mechanicus is a bit far. So you'd need to set up a receiver. Now, you could set up a receiver to communicate with the Adeptus Mechanicus if and when you get a Vox caster.
Don't we have an intergalactic thingy?
Yes, you have two, possibly 4 stones that you communicate with a person holding one or the other stone. Unfortunately, you didn't give those stones to the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Fair.
So the Rogue Trader monolith on the map, if you went there, you could put a Vox transmitter on top of that, and then that would give you the ability to communicate from Izmir with the Titan hangar, the Adeptus Mechanicus outpost.
Good point. Yeah,
because that's a high up man-made steel tower that you could bounce signals from with a relay. Or you could drive over there and, ask them for a relay and then, go back and sort it in. So you have technically a little mission if you want to go back to the Adeptus Mechanicus group. You technically have a little mission if you want to go to the Screaming Canyons and also the Tau ship, and the other group of Mechanicus that are there. The Magos on the islands, technically you can use either your boat or your space shuttle to go there. Or is there anywhere else you could go? I think that's it for the moment.
Can you bring up the map, the world map, real quick? I think there's another village for us to investigate as well.
No, I think you've done all. You did all 3 of the villages, the unknown villages.
Yeah, we did all the villages.
Did we do this one up here? I remember.
Yes, we did Lost Village.
We have our village here. We've done this village here. We've cleared out, and there's now people settling it again. So that's our village.
We could go to 2 again.
Which one was 2 again? Because I remember 3 is where we actually got the boat, and that was the little island bit. What was 2 again?
Lost Village.
Actually, you might be right. I don't think we have done 2.
I don't think we went to 2.
You did.
Did we?
You did go to 2.
I frankly don't remember.
So I believe for a start, I didn't give you a map for 2, which is why you probably don't remember. I have got a map. I just haven't. I didn't use it. There was no combat there.
Yeah.
It was just that it had been wiped out. There was no one still living there. There were just ruins, but they were ruins that had been picked clean. There was nothing that could be found there. There are materials and resources that the Sky Tower were informed of. There are ruins that could be re-inhabited, but it's too far. There's no point you guys setting up a village there.
If we got a couple of carts and stuff set up, we could probably send some work teams over there to disassemble shit and get already worked stones, leftover wood, whatever else maybe.
It wouldn't necessarily be worth the time to take Izmirians and carts there. When you have mountains, you could technically hew your own stones from the mountains that are behind you. just the time and effort that would be needed to go over there to collect. I can have a look what that village specialized in. So it was actually just a fishing and trading village. So it wasn't like it produced iron. Actually, Village 2 was a mining and fishing place. So you might get different types of metals there. But
Okay.
Izmir is already a mining settlement.
Yeah.
So the only thing, well, technically it's also a fishing settlement because they've got the Great Lake. And they do go fishing from time to time and get fish and other stuff. So you wouldn't gain anything new by setting up a whole new settlement there. Like the Ployne, well, one day will become the Ployne village, or the Ployne settlement. From there, you're actually getting wood and ploynes, and technically it's also connected to grasslands, so you also get hay and other things from there when they gather that shit. So yeah, there's no reason at the moment anyway, with limited human resources as well, to set up another village all the way over there. In fact, that side of the map is basically done with for now, at the very least. I haven't got any quests or any challenges or anything for you to do over there. It's all over the other side at the moment. So I tell you what, I do need to go for a whiz. So why don't you guys discuss what you're going to do next? For a bit of context, if you want more Promethium or more crude or pumps or things like that, you're going to have to go to the Adeptus Mechanicus. If you want servitor components to do the Tau crashed vessel, or to deal with the other group of Adeptus Mechanicus, you're going to go to the Screaming Valleys. And the Magoses one, you're going to go to the Green Circle and the islands. You can use all of your vessels and craft, but you have got limited supply of fuel and, maintenance and so on. If you want to do projects, so if you want to leave it for a month and do some projects, that's also up to you. I'm going to get a beer at the same time, so I'll be back in like maybe 3 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, I think for both, so what we need to do, I think, is, so what I have to do is, so the boat is fixed.
Yeah.
The power to the Ecclesiarchy city has been restored.
For the most part, we probably should go back there and check up with them at some point. We had
because of the use of the information download machine, we have stopped that.
We've temporarily stopped it for a certain period of time. They're going to turn it off. They're not. It's not a full thing, but it's at least the process has started for them to, slow down the use of it.
So I'll just put it under immediate to do and change my absolute priority.
Yeah, it's one of the things. So
apparently, I did get an order for a plate helmet in the Ecclesiarchy town.
Did you?
Apparently. I mean, I've written it down.
Okay. I wouldn't mind going back to the Sky Tower, but I also feel like we should be moving on to either the crash site or the other or getting back that other Mechanicus guy. Especially at this point, I'm thinking the Mechanicus guy should be a priority of getting him back.
I'm fine with the Mechanicus, but I would like, so basically, if you want to do the crash site, I would like servitors and Promethium.
Okay.
And I would also like to fix so we need to expand the Promethium facility.
Right. Expanding the permission facility would be nice.
We need also fix the
way I see it, if we help this guy, if we help the Mechanicus guy who's currently trapped or whatever's happened to him, we might be able to get a bit more bargaining room with Mechanicus, because if we basically install him as the leader instead of Rimales, we'll have a bit more,
Then I would like to fix the Skyburst.
Okay, so we do the skyboat or skyship to get to him. Which
Yes.
class is actually made for it? Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
We could also we could also take the boat out for a drive in the lake just for the sake of taking the boat out.
I guess we could do it with the boat.
Yeah. We do have a boat. We have a boat and we have an aircraft. If it's going to take ages with the aircraft, we might just have to haul the boat over there.
What if we make a boat aircraft?
We could. Ooh.
I mean, still the same issue. We need to fix all the controls that the pirates fucked up.
Fair, that's fair. But again, what was it that the pirates did that allowed it so that the ship could function on this planet?
They had 3 redundant systems for each. Sorry, they had 2 redundant systems for each system of the fucking ship.
Was just that, not the control thing?
No, the controls are very basic. Actually, I suppose even... Yeah, they probably have 3 lots of controls as well. I
mean, in theory, if we get the flames on the red and we go take over the Tal things, maybe we could jury rig some things with the Tal. Some of the controls might work.
I kind of agree with Cray, though. I think if we're going to go for the crash site, we're going to have to either take over a bunch of the servitors there to act as more reliable carriers.
We need...
As well as...
I know we're dealing with the Chaos infestation. I know the great enemy is out there in big force.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's a large ship. And we need
we
to
get
burst it
Promethean,
with
we get
flame.
flamers. Yeah. We need flamers, because you two went off and explored in there for a little while, and it got nasty kind of quick, right?
Very quick.
Okay.
I guess what we could do is so Promethean facility, go to the battlefield to farm parts for the birds and for our servitors. And else, what else could we do? Trying to think of stuff. And I guess that's all I needed to do. Also, apparently I have an order for a plate helmet in the Iglesia down. Do you still remember that?
I certainly do now. You had a plate helmet made. I do remember that was quite a while ago. I would imagine, because I believe, if my memory serves me kind of correctly, you gave that order when you went to Lost Village 3. And I believe you came back. So we'll probably say in the next day or so, a supply will come from Ployne Tree Outpost, and your helmet will be on board.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because I can't exactly... It's very difficult sometimes to remember how many days have passed in game when weeks have passed on the outside. So it might have been that you only sent it off only 3 days ago, but it feels like a lot longer than that to me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I ordered that stuff in 2023.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Yeah, Jim, about another 20 to 30 minutes.
Haven't we been playing this game for like 3 years now, Albie?
Yes.
4 years.
Oh, yeah.
4 years in this campaign?
The first session is the
Oof.
20th of August 2020.
Holy shit, bro.
Oh my fucking god.
Now, I will admit there have been times we've had a couple of months off here and there in years, so it's not been consistent
Apologies.
every single, but yeah, it has been, at least 3 years of consistent every week. At least.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, as long as you wait around another day or so, your helmet will arrive. So if I'm kind of understanding it correctly, you guys want to head down to the Titan hangar to speak to the Adeptus Mechanicus and have a word with them. Then you want to head to the battlefield site and do some poking around there.
Actually, slightly different. The way I understood it was, we take our boat, we go for the mission to rescue the Mechanicus priest, and bring the Mechanicus priest back, and we start working on growing the Prometheum field, or the Prometheum revenue. Afterwards, we start working on salvaging from the battlefield to get servitor parts and stuff to fix our plane.
Gotcha.
Potentially integrate the Thunderhawk into our boat, but we shall see about that.
Yeah.
No,
So we could take the boat down the river here, from the lake down the river towards the Titan hangar to make it a little bit of a faster journey. If need to go to the Titan hangar first for more Prometheum or whatever else. Right?
That is indeed possible. You can take the boat. Well, once you get the Magos, or once you find out what happened to the Magos, take the boat down to the Titan. You would have to do, obviously, walk across land for a bit, but that is indeed possible. I'm just trying to find if. Now I know what I want to happen with the Magos, but did I have a map pre-built for him? No, I think I have the map layout for him. I don't think I've actually created that. So okay, fair enough. Something that I need to work on in the next week or so. Fair enough. So, is that the consensus with the group? You want to go after the Magos quest first and get that one finished up?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Albie, Jim?
Sounds about right.
Okay. So there will be another day. So there will be another day where you're just at Izmir.
Okay.
Shall we that day,
spend that just prepping the boat, I guess? Because if we're going to take the boat, it's most likely we're going to make sure we've got provisions and, everything else stored in that.
Yeah, no, but like by all means, with that day, you can spend time working on the boat, getting food, stuff like that. You can also do some time, like Cooney can do drills with the range groups. Cray can do a little bit of tinkering on maintaining some equipment. You can go around and do your checks on people, Heinrich. That's perfectly fine for you to do a few extra little bits. So we get that sorted. So your 8 is... Okay, so day 500 And 58 is preparing for the Magos quest. And Cray, your helmet arrives on this day as well.
Awesome.
Okay, well, that's all in caps, but that's fine. That's fine. Don't click delete handout. I know it's right next to, just below, just above save, but we go to save. Don't delete it. That'll make me sad. So yeah, you have another day of just relax. In some ways, relaxing, taking it easy, doing busybody work, making sure the boat's in order. Making sure the hand, like when you turn the rudder, when you turn the steering wheel, the rudder moves and the engine fires up and it's all oiled and sanctified and so on and so forth. Trying to think. So, a decent chunk of your Prometheum, Cray, is going to be used, like I would say half of the Prometheum that you have will be used filling up the boat's tank. Now, you can run this shit dirty, so you can add in a load of rubbing alcohol, and that mixed with the Prometheum will be perfectly fine for this vessel to work. So you're able to take half your Prometheum, mix it with ethanol.
Would I have gotten a new supply, or do I still only have the 2 bottles of crude?
I don't think enough time has passed for another supply to have turned up yet. But probably you calculate that whilst you're away, another supply will arrive. The problem is, or at the moment, the problem is, you need the enzyme from the grain to put in the machine, which will then take the crude and the enzyme to make Prometheum. Now, behind the scenes, the baker and the milkmaid have added on one more field to Izmir. So if I come over to the Izmirian map, like the world map, the strategic map, that's the one. That's the word I'm looking for, the strategic map. So you've moved up to 4 fields, or big fields. There's your shuttle, in case you were wondering. There was a really good shuttle token set, which had it looked exactly like the shuttle that I was describing. Like, it's got 3 sets of engines for when they fail. It looks like it's an orc crate, but they wanted £5, and not worth it. Not for you lot. I've spent enough. So yeah, at the moment they've already added in another field. So they are expanding the growing potential of Izmir. But as you bring this up, and it is your technically your day off, kind of, sort of, the milkmaid and the baker do say to you, and perhaps Cray, you bring over Heinrich as well, or you get Heinrich to come over. So there is one thing you could do for the milkmaid and baker, and that is, can they access your credit from the Sky Tower to purchase things in your name to improve Izmir?
Sure.
Yeah.
But these guys aren't Green Sisters, right?
No, they're from the Sky Tower.
Yeah,
if they're
I am
from the
happy
Sky
with
Tower,
that.
they can.
So long as, like, this is going back to, like, the fucking trader routes. I need receipts and documentation of everything and anything that's purchased, kind of thing.
So yeah, they agree. Like, they agree to that they'll get a writ for what's being traded. as some
That's the only thing I need.
context,
So long as I don't spend every single dime I have with trade, but that's fine. Yeah.
well,
I'm good with
as
that.
for context, with 3 fields, each one broken into 4, the herd beast is no longer, one herd beast is not enough, and the few dying dregs of herd beasts that the village had isn't enough. They're all dying off, so they need to acquire new herd beasts, and they don't think the Izmirians can actually go out and train herd beasts, so they were just going to buy some from the Sky Tower. You will pay a premium for acquiring trained animals, or domesticated animals is a better word for it. But
Pardon me. I should have been sorry.
no worries. With no other option, they feel that it's better for them if they could just buy things, but of course they don't have the money, so they have to buy it in credit in your name.
If they are happy enough representing the Theobald Yabed house here in Izmir, that is fine. But that does mean they are under my employ a bit more thoroughly now. That is fine.
They agree to get receipts, but perhaps the milkmaid does mention that a mayor or someone, a representative that they can go to, who speaks for you would be.
I promote the milkmaid to mayor.
Listen. I really want to get a competent mayor here. I just don't believe the Izmirians can be competent mayors.
No,
to be quite honest with you.
That's why we promote the milkmaid.
That's perfectly fine. Like, they're not. Like, if Cray mentions this, like, they will both look shocked and will immediately be like, "No, we can't do that. We." And they know from the Sky Tower what the quote unquote mayor of the Sky Tower. Like, there's a lot of actual to do it properly takes a lot of work. So they're going to say no because they can't take on the responsibility as well as their own.
The only thing I can think of at the moment is the Miner and Smith brothers. Those two are probably the best, leaders of the place, other than
the issue you'll find with them is they have their own jobs that they have to do, which takes them. Obviously, if you promote the Smith, he can't create tools and weapons for the community anymore.
It's more of a in the interim kind of thing of like, okay, so if I'm not here, you're best off discussing it with them.
You could technically put the tech priest in charge as interim mayor because they have nothing to do, really. But it is going to be run like a tech priest world, which means the people are not going to be happy. There's going to be negatives to a tech priest. You could get someone from the Sky Tower who's willing to take on the role because they're at least educated and on a above standard imperial citizen level. Or you have to, again, go out and find or buy someone who is competent with your XP. So you're growing, preparing them. The other option, which I have mentioned before, and because Cray has mentioned it a few times to me, I've leaned into it. Certain Izmirians can be grown genetically quicker than other Izmirians.
Okay.
Now hear me out here. Now hear me out here. Now, the reason you can only go to infant stage at the moment is because you only have an incubator for a baby, an infant-sized human. So, if you were to find on your travels larger vessels to grow people in, and the technology to give them increased intelligence or learning through Titan Manifold or some such device.
Jesus Christ, the Titan Manifold?
Technically, it's the same thing they use on Astartes to teach them knowledge. It's a similar technology, funnily enough.
I understand what you're getting at, but Jesus fucking
It
Christ.
is possible for you to rapidly grow humans if you acquire some extra technologies. Now, this is basically what Cray is reading about in his data slate as well. The information that's put there. It is possible. Are there side effects? Probably. Could you get a stable, reliable human species from it? Yes, you can. And they're not clones, after all. They are the same as Kriegers, who have been delta wound, hyper wound.
Iron wound.
It's not iron wound.
This isn't it?
Vita wound. Yes, the Vita wound
Yes,
technology. Technically, you do have access to something similar to that. So, just as a if you are all discussing the fact that or you and Heinrich are walking away from the two Skytarians, going, well, we do need a mayor, but who could we promote? Who could maybe Craze brings up the information that he's found and lays it at Heinrich's feet that we could grow someone.
Our furry friend, he needs practice for his when we goop his tribe.
You could put Feta in charge. I don't know how the Izmirians will react to that, but you could.
I don't think they get much of a fucking choice. To be honest with you.
You can complain to my servitor.
We have a suggestion box. That's you have to walk up the mountain with a fucking blindfold on and step into a little chamber. Don't mind the screaming.
You step into the cave and don't mind the deep voice. Ah, another one. Into the machine you go.
You're going to the voting box, correct?
But okay, sure. So this episode is basically going to come to an end. In the next episode, our group are going to head off to deal with the Magos or the Magos quest. So I'm just going to run through right now before we end. Actually, will you be taking any Izmirians with you, or is it just the normal PCs along with Thomas and Muttermouth? Or do you want to, Craig, do you want to take the Tech Priest with you as well?
I'm taking the Tech Priest as well as any Izmirian that's of inferior stock.
So you want to take some meat shields with you?
We're taking some meat shields.
Yep, okay.
We're taking some meat shields.
Cool. Is that all you're taking? You're just going to take meat shields this time?
Yes.
So main party, some meat shields, the Crazy new waifu, the female tech priest, probably Muttermouth and Thomas. I think that's good for now. I don't think we're going to need the Astartes. We probably can't fit the fucking servitor in there, or can we?
No, you can.
Fit. The meat shields can stay outside the boat.
So the car. The car and the boat.
Plating for the fucking.
The car and the boat can take everyone together. Once you get to your destination, you are going to have to leave the car on its own. You might want to leave like some meat shields behind, or you might want to leave Thomas and Muttermouth behind, or you may want to leave someone behind with the boat. With the car.
Okay.
And then you'll have to come back for the car, at a later date.
Yeah. If we leave the servitor with the car, you just all of a sudden see conversion beams blasting through part of the forest, fucking destroying everything.
It's defended at all costs. A bug comes near it. It's just, the fly has been exterminated.
You know the fucking episode of Rick and Morty where Summer's in the car waiting for Rick and Morty to come back and just starts killing everything?
Yeah. But on this world, it's worse because as it kills like a herd beast, the worm things appear to eat the worm. It's like destroy when you come back into the mountain of dead like worm creatures.
And because a fucking conversion beam has been used, we can't fucking skin them properly.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Okay.
we'll take the main party, the main NPCs. Technically, Cooney, if you wanted, you could take your drones with you, and you could have them
good point.
protect the car. So
weren't the drones basically out of battery though?
So they don't have much left. They can be kept on. They can. So moving around is the big problem for them because that uses up the most amount of power. When they're just sat stationary, they're not using. They're not using up that much power on standby sentry mode. That's what it's designed for. Their weapons aren't using up power because they're powered separately. So you could technically take them with you and just have them on the car as a sentry mode. They are technically, although I dislike, admitting to it, they are technically smarter than a combat servitor. They're not going to attack anything that comes into play. Well, it's machine learning, isn't it? Machine intelligence. It is technically more advanced, which will lead Tau closer and closer to their doom.
I mean, no, what do you mean technically? They are more advanced than fucking servitors.
Yeah,
There's no technically about it. They're literally AI.
There is technically, but again, look, technically, the smarter they become, the closer the Tau get to dying. So pros and cons with the whole AI thing. Yeah, so at the very least, it's not going to be like the combats, the Archaeotech Servitor, where it will shoot anything that it deems as a threat within range. The Tau drones will have a better threat determination. They're not just going to shoot every herd beast that comes near it. So are they coming, Cooney, or are they staying?
Yeah, I'll bring them. They're not just slightly smarter than servitors, they are a fucking lot smarter than servitors, so I think they would be good.
I mean, depends on the servitor, really.
This is also true.
Yeah, true. But still.
So yeah, that's perfectly fine. That is also something you do need to add on. A reason why you need to go to the Tau ship as well. You need parts of the Tau ship to help make either a Tau generator or a Imperial to Tau conversion to charge up the drones, and technically your armor as well.
I need a lot of things from that ship actually, so
because your armor is also running fairly low on old power charge, or it would be at this point. You're more often than not able to use your climate controlled systems in your armor to conserve. I
thought it was basically not using the climate control.
Technically you haven't been, and I did bring this up with you a long time ago. You're only able to use it when it's at its your armor is stiflingly hot. You put it on for 2 minutes. You turn it off for 20 minutes. It's stiflingly hot. And then, because again, you keep saying that you never remove your helmet as well. So that shit is going to get really hot.
It gets stuffy.
Yeah. Well, especially where we are as well. It isn't a cold place. The Izmirians have been near enough naked most of the time. It's quite a warm area.
Again, just
so, yeah, it's not, your batteries aren't dead. You still have power in them to occasionally turn on your AC when you're keeping your helmet on all the time. But yeah, not bringing the Astartes is also better because you can remove your helmet occasionally. If you're bringing the Izmirians along, I guess the Tech Priest already knows that you're a Xenos Tau. They know you're a Xenos, so, seeing you, do you care about pissing off a Tech Priest? Probably not. So yeah, there's only one person who's going to be, disgusted at seeing you barefaced. Now, the Ismerians, they've got scaly skin, you've got blue skin. You're fine, yeah. And a slit in the middle of your face, which is a bit weird, or a V shape, you know.
None of them have seen my face, so even then, there are fucking massive spider mutant things and creatures that drain blood from the ground. I think that's the least of their concern.
Yeah.
You
That's
say
why
that
they're
we
more
live in a
progressive.
universe with Tyranids, and we'll still fucking kick the tower's ass from time to time.
That's why the Ismerians are more progressive, and you shouldn't be so mean to them, Cooney. So, okay, it sounds like... I know you're not. So it sounds like we have our all-star team for the next adventure. Some meat shields and some drones, and a few NPCs of the named variety. Although technically the tech priest is just an NPC tech priest, she has a name whenever the fuck I can be remembered to remember it. So yeah, in the next episode we have one of the main quests that I have kind of set up, and we'll see how the party deals with that quest. So hopefully you'll all be along to enjoy. It's going to be a busy time in our episodes. We're getting rid of like the pirate base and now the Magos, one after the other. Jesus Christ, we're gonna get moving. It's gonna be shocking. Going to be bloody shocking. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Since Gary's not saying anything, I'm gonna say, see ya.
See ya.
Disgraceful.